Hi, today we are going to talk about, as part of our unit in the classical, Baroque, and Romantic era, we're going to talk about Beethoven. He stands out as a very important composer, and that's why we're focusing on him individually. Our learning objectives for today are demonstrating an understanding of major characteristics of his music, identifying those traits through analysis and evaluation of listening to his music, and making a connection between his personal life and the things that happened with him and his compositions. The standards that we're using for these learning objectives are Standard 7 for Music Standards Evaluation, and also Standard 9, Historical and Cultural Relationships, being able to distinguish characteristics and identify primary composers. And Beethoven is one of those primary composers. So he was known as a child of the classics, but also a founding father of the Romantics. And that's because he was born in 1770, and which was about the middle of the classical era, and his life went on through almost a quarter of a century into the Romantic era of music. So he took on the classical composers' characteristics, but he expanded on their styles of music and their forms. And then he also led the way for the Romantic composers through his styles of music. Some of the fundamentals, expression of personal feeling. There was a lot of personal expression in his music, which led right into the composers of the Romantic era. There were longer movements in his compositions. He reached unprecedented spiritual depth, and his orchestration instrumentation was increased. So the musical productivity of Beethoven was huge all the way up until he had a personal tragedy in 1802, and then also a personal tragedy in 1817. And I'm going to let you all discover some of that as part of our activity today. What we're going to do is we're going to do a Padlet activity, and you're going to research a lot of the specific compositions of Beethoven, and you're going to add it into the Padlet, and we're going to have a discussion on it, and you're going to comment on it, and those instructions specifically will be in your Blackboard, and you'll be able to do that.